What are the top tips for the end of 2018 and the holidays, as well as the start and the rest of 2019 from a health and wealth standpoint? Well, we're going to cover that in part 4 today, so make sure to watch this video all the way to the end to get all the valuable information.
This conversation.
Yeah, I know. So like, yeah, in terms of the influence, see, I feel from teach kids how to save, and also encourage once they get to a certain age, like my kids, I always encourage go out to do some work. So there is some money. It could be, so it's like it could be just working in a McDonald's or coffee shop. So they learn the value of the money. I gotta work. And so that is different. Once
for experience
once
sake,
you get the money, how you're going to save, how you're going to manage that, So
only I couldn't. I would the smell. I couldn't work there. I would be like, I would be.
Or the coffee shop.
No, I know what you mean.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be.
I know.
No,
coffee shop.
The value,
the value of
the hard work,
and
showing them by example.
Right, exactly.
This is what you're doing.
Right.
Being an example to them so they can follow, and then not that we're doing everything perfect, because I've made a lot of mistakes, but I've learned from them.
No, but by letting them work there, you also letting them know
learn responsibility.
Is this, but also what not to do. Is this what you would consider your career for the rest of life? Let them taste that life, because it's a good experience to say, no, maybe I want something more in my life. It's a good comparison to bring. Not that don't get me wrong, I'm not putting down these people who work there. It's not my point at all. But it's a good point for a child to see where to make that balance, right? So
it almost sounds like the Adventures of Junk Food Dude is helpful to have kids read when they're younger by their mother or grandmother or father or grandfather, so they get the health side. And if there was like a broke little dude, book, then you learn about the financial, like the importance of emergency funds, savings, retirement, life insurance, like in a fun kids way, right? Then you got the health and wealth side for kids, and then when they get older, you got the real life work experience working for Starbucks or McDonald's, Burger King. I worked at Arby's when I was 16, and that taught me the value of money and earning my keep, and that I didn't want to do it for the rest of my life, and a lot of stuff. So I'd say those experiences are very valuable, and I think the earlier you start, the better it can be. Because I know Derek has Malee's son has a different view on like finances and like companies and stuff, and he maybe didn't have that opportunity to learn about money, the way that it is. Like, money creates opportunities. It's not evil. It's saying it's the love of money, is the root.
But I mean, he did. He had his little jobs as a teenager and young adult, and did learn that when you have a job and work for a company, you do have to follow their rules. You have to be there at their time. So he saw the value and the difference in me being self-employed and being able to work my own hours and work hard, but also be able to
the flexibility
at all. I mean, he got fired at the movie theaters because he didn't follow the rules. He let people into the theater before it was cleaned or something, and he got in trouble. But he had to follow their rules, and he didn't really want to follow the rules, and he got in trouble. So
in a sense, he reminds me of that. Because I'm a nurse by a degree, right? I went through nursing school, but then I was like in a hospital, I'm feeling like, oh my gosh, they're giving too many. Imagine what kind of trouble I would have gotten in. But it's the thought that did go. But I still, thought went through my mind that oh my God, what are they doing? All this medicine. And just I was totally an outlaw in a hospital.
A rebel.
Yeah.
You
just to make it clear, I didn't do anything, or I didn't mess with anybody's. But that feeling was in there for me, because I didn't really wanna follow these rules because I didn't feel they were right. But anyway, I agree that you should learn the responsibility. Anyway, but that's the reason I quit working in a hospital as well, because what even more than following hospital rules, which is not very, which is it's an obvious thing to do. But what I didn't do is somebody telling me when to go to work and how much to work. Like I had to do night shifts, and then Friday night my friends are having a party and I had to go to work to do a night shift. That did not sit well with me.
Right.
I said, I love that. I appreciate nurses' jobs, and I actually love the job a lot. I think, I'm a very medically inclined person, but I just didn't like the schedule. I'm like, no. I'm like, no, I got it. I had the entrepreneurial me totally come out already then. Before you knew it, I was out of there, even though I loved my job.
Yeah, I guess the flexibility is important.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, we all want to do things we love, enjoy. So when you wake up, you feel like, oh, here's another day. You're gonna do, put the most out of that. Yeah. And then I think it's important to follow your passion, to find the things you really wanted to do. And there was so many things to learn in the world. Yeah. But definitely, I think the health is over wealth. You need to have the knowledge to make sure how to, once you make the money, how to manage it properly. So and even anything happen, your family's taken care of. So when you're ready to go to college, money's there. When something would happen, you don't have to worry about. It's a lot of mortgage or things that you have to pay for. So make sure those are covered, and then you can enjoy life more. Right. So that's kind of a balance, in life, because the story after the story, I think health and the money is really what people worry about the most.
Yeah. Right.
The most, yeah.
That it's Freddie, it does make like a foundation for our happiness, because like our first need, we have to breathe and eat, right? These are our elementary needs. Yeah. And I think but for a base of happiness is the health and wealth, right? And in a good sense. So absolutely.
Yeah. So I think with the the holidays coming up, we're gonna wish everyone happy holidays and to be with your health and your wealth, and be natural. Don't overdo it with the sweets and the holidays. And I just heard something on the news today about the credit cards, and some people haven't even paid off what they spent last year, and so the finances really watching what you spend. And
I'm debt free. I'm so happy. Very good. I just have a car loan.
Yeah. Look at the priority.
So if there was one tip you could leave with everyone in general, whether it's health or wealth, for the holidays or for 2019, what would be the one tip that each of you want to leave? So we'll start with Malee.
I'd say keep it simple. Just really have that attitude of gratitude with your life, your health, your wealth, what you have now. Be grateful for what you have now, even if it isn't quite what you want and quite what you wish it could be. Be grateful for what you have now, and then just work hard to learn how to get to where you want to go for next year. And so each year gets better and better.
Amira?
Okay, well, let's say, I would wish everybody to trust their intuition a little bit more. I'd like to actually quote Oprah in here, because Oprah was the one. She said that if there is, in any aspect of life, if there is anything that doesn't feel right, it probably isn't, right? So it could be anything. But if it feels right, what we're talking about here is, it could be exactly media or something telling you something and trying to put something in your head, but you feel it isn't right. You don't have to agree to it, or you can make better choices for you. That's in all the aspects. So follow your intuition and approach everything with love.
Very good. I would say don't procrastinate it. Yeah, so this is in terms of finance, because every time people tell their managers, I'm gonna wait, for next year or 2 years, and don't procrastinate it, or do things you needed to do. Very simple thing as like budgeting. Don't spend more than what you make, or really clearly identify needs and wants. Many times it's always very tempting wanting to get that, because when we buy things, many people say people buy it from emotion and followed by rationale. So my suggestion is just do it another way around. Just don't put so much emotion kind of step back to see, do I really need it? For things related to the health, those are important, related to your family, the saving for the long run. Put some priority on those kind of thinking, and then that will help you for the long run. With the holidays coming, so wishing you a very happy and healthy and good wealth in the new year.
That's right. And I'll end everything on a quote from Jim Rohn, and he says, "You're an average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." And so, folks watching this can hear my voice, but they got 3 wonderful women, staring at them right now and flexing, right? So, but it's important to surround ourselves with people that raise our average and help make us a better version of ourselves, so we can live our best life, whether that be in our health, our finances, or both. So, with that, thanks everyone for watching, and
Thank you.
as you can see, health and wealth are related, and again, without your health, then it's going to cost you more in your finances, and without your finances, it's going to be hard to pay for the things to not only get well, but stay well. And so it could be a vicious cycle, or it could be a circle of life, quality of life, that is. Well, that's it for today. Make sure to hit the like button if you did. Hit subscribe for future video updates if you haven't already done so. And most importantly, check out the links in the description below so you can continue to get your learn on. And I'll see you in the next video.